Hello again, Lockpicking Paul here. What I've got tonight is a Mr. Minit, which is, it's a GeGe with a really gnarly keyway by any other name. I'm going to zoom in on that. The bitting at the front of this lock, rather the warding at the front of this lock, is a bit chewed up. So you can't really see the warding, but a Mr. Minit has a really... See, that just looks like it's wide open, but it's not. It's only the front bit where it's mashed. This is the actual warding in the lock. You get past that first pin and you're catching all that warding. Now these have, this is a 5-pin lock, and it's got GeGe serrated pins throughout, which can be quite tough to pick. But the problem with this lock is that this is an easy pick. This is not hard at all. Works absolutely fine. And the reason it's not hard, I believe, is because it's got tons of master wafers in it. It's absolutely loaded to the gills with them. One thing I didn't do when I first got this is take note of how much the wafers actually helped me. And wafers can sort of help you in two ways. One, they create multiple shear lines inside the lock. So if you overset a pin and there's a wafer underneath it, that's effectively still a valid shear line. And two, they can lift security pins out of the way, either flush with the shear line or close to it. So you don't. So most of the security elements of the actual pin itself don't come into play. So that's what I'm going to do tonight. I'm going to pick it, gut it, take a look at how much the wafers made this lock easy to pick. Now, master wafering, in case you're not aware, is it's used to provide access to other people. So typically found in sort of an apartment complex where the caretaker would have a set of keys that would open everybody's doors, but everyone's own keys would only open their own doors. So it provides sort of a tiered level of access to a building, either in a commercial or in a residential setting. But if you've got quite a lot of hierarchy, then quite a lot of wafers are needed to create sort of different levels of key. And the more wafers you put in, the less space you've got to play with inside a lock. And I think what we're about to find out when we pick this and open it up is someone went nuts. So I'll get this set up on a vise and focused in, and we'll get to picking and pull it apart. See you in a minute. Right then, so let's get this picked. Prove it's all working. Pretty mashed up keyway. Right, very light tension. And it's open. Yeah. So the question is, how much did those wafers help me? Right, let's get it gutted. I'll zoom out. That actually was quite possibly the fastest pick I've ever done of that lot. Okay, let's see what's in it now. Got to be really careful because there are a lot of wafers in here, and I don't want the flea circus, so we're going to have to go slow. And I don't want to use the key because I obviously want to see what state. Right, I'm going to turn that upside down. That'll help it spinning, I think. Let's try it this way. Yeah, it nearly worked. It's going to take longer to take the circlip off than it is to pick it. Right, so we can put something in that keyway to hold it steady. .5 mil. Let's try that. Should put a long piece in there. Right, okay, this might work. And it's one of those really strong. Right, done it. Good. Excellent. Yeah, it's one of those really strong springs. Right, that's there. Good. Good, good, good. Let's turn that sideways. And get a shim in. So what we're looking for are how many wafers made it into the top Bible of the lock. And if they did, they definitely helped me then in that case. Also, we'll put the wafers in the bottom key pin after we've assessed that, how many got into the top, because we'll work out fundamentally if the security pins actually came into play. Oh, wafer just fell out of the... Right, okay. I think that one came out of the... That one came out of the front. Yeah, okay. Let's take the rest of these out. So 2 wafers and a key pin. Oh, that key pin and that wafer came out of the second chamber, not the first. That's the first chamber. So nothing in those two. Right, number 3. Three wafers. Number 4. Oh, that was number 5. It came out then. Someone went mad with the mastering on this. There's one large sort of... Oh no, there's another small one there. Okay, so quite a lot of the wafers stayed in the main chamber. And just to get a close up on that, zoom in, we have got counter milling in chambers 2, 3, 4 and 5. So question is, what's up in the top here? I think there will be wafers up here. How could there not be? No. First pin. Second pin. Third pin. Ooh. Fourth pin. Just to prove a point, I'm going to turn this upside down and give it a tap. I don't normally bother taking the springs out because they're a pain in the bum. But in this case, I'm actually quite pleased with myself. So first thing to observe from this is the presence of the wafers themselves. I don't think helped the actual picking of the lock, because I didn't get a single wafer in the upper chamber. So I'm a bit pleased about that. They played no role in the actual picking per se. So let's see. The thing worth checking now is to see actually how much of the serrations of the pins came into play. We're going to put these back in the chamber and then sit the actual pins on top. Now we can sit the security pins on here, or over the drivers. Yeah, okay. It's becoming obvious why this was an easy pick, even with counter milling. I'm not going to bother trying to put pin 4 in place. Right. Zoom in. Okay, that's on the floor somewhere, but we'll come back and find it. The serrations barely came into play. Technically speaking, this is a 4-pin standard pin lock as a direct result of a wafer. So I might not have pushed any wafers into the upper chamber, but I didn't need to be honest with you. I'm basically doing very little actual GeGe pin picking here. So you can get a really good lock and completely cripple it with wafers, with master wafers. That is ridiculous. So yeah, someone maybe has achieved access for a caretaker, but frankly, why the heck bother with a lock when you've got all this security, counter milling, you've got serrated pins, and they're not coming into play at all. They're having no effect. So that is shockingly bad. Oh well, there you go. Goes to show you can take something good and ruin it. I hope you found that interesting. That's it for tonight. Enjoy your picking. Cheers.